international webinar event, Mastering the Art of Effective Communication, speak so that people want to listen. First, let me introduce myself. I'm Novita, and I will host you for today's event. Now, let me welcome our special guest for today. Welcome to the Honorable Dr. Joseph Teguh Santoso, as a Rector of STEKOM University, Indonesia. To the Honorable Dr. Kindye Essa, as an Assistant Professor in Management Department from the University, Ethiopia. To the Honorable Dr. Adila Ismail, as a Postgraduate Program Chair Communication Department, Faculty of Business and Communication from University Malaysia Perlis. To the Honorable Ms. Aftuqa Sholikhatur Rohmania, as a Head of Management Department from STEKOM University, Indonesia. And last but not least, also to the Honorable guest and audience today. Okay, before we begin, I have a few housekeeping notes here. Today's session is being live streamed on the Universitas STEKOM YouTube channel. And for today's event, we will start with Indonesian national anthems and continue with the opening speech by Dr. Joseph Teguh Santoso as a regular obstacle to the university. And in the next session, we will begin the main event presentation by our special guest for today and continue with the Q&A session and take a picture for documentation, and last time is closing. Okay, first we will sing our national anthems. For the operator today, you can start this session today. Thank you. Okay, thank you. And next, we will invite the most responsible person to the stake to conduct the skill international event to give an opening speech. Yeah, for Mr. Setio Adi Nugroho, the time is yours. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Novita. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, scholar, and all participants from around the world, good afternoon, and welcome to this prestigious international webinar event. My name is Adi Nugroho, and I'm a lecturer of Computer System Department, and I stand before you today with great honor and privilege as a representative of STEKOM University instead of our esteemed rector, because due to the unforeseen circumstance could not be here with us today. Nevertheless, I assure that the spirit of our university and the commitment to this international webinar event remain unwavering. Today, we are gathered virtual from across the globe, united by common purpose to engage in a meaningful dialogue, share knowledge, and foster collaboration on mastering the art of effective communication. Speak so that people want to listen. Mastering the art of effective communication speak so that people want to listen. As a topic of paramount in today. I want to thank especially to honorable speaker, the first Dr. Kindye Essa, assistant professor in management department di TTU Ethiopia. And then for the second speaker, Dr. Adila Ismail. Uh, she is the postgraduate program chair, communication department faculty of business and communication from UniMAP Malaysia. And then Miss Aftuqa Sholikhatur Rohmania, Master of Management, Head of Management Department, STEKOM University, Indonesia. And thanks to all the participants and also the organizing committee for the dedication and enthusiasm in the making this event reality. Your presence here demonstrates your commitment to advance knowledge and addressing our world's challenge. Through this webinar, we have the privilege to hear from the expert and true leader who will share their insight, experience, and expertise in mastering the art of effective communication speak so that people want to listen. Please actively participate, ask questions, and engage in discussion to maximize this valuable opportunity. As we continue the decision, let us remember that the exchange idea and collaboration across border is essential to find innovation solution to the global issue. Let us harness the collective wisdom of diverse audience to drive positive change in our respective field. In closing, I want to reaffirm our commitment to the principle of education, cooperation, and international understanding that bring us together today. Let us honor this principle by actively engage the upcoming session and forge new connection that will endure before the coffin of this virtual event. Thank you for your attention. Without further delay, let us begin this international webinar on mastering the art of effective communication speak. So people that want to listen, I'm confident that our share perceive our knowledge, no burn. Thank you.
Okay,
Miss Novita.
yeah, thank you very much for your contribution, Mr. Nugroho. And we will go to the main event. For our audience, if you have any question for the speaker, please add them to the chat and we'll be able to answer some of the during the Q&A section of the presentation. And today's session, each presenter will have over around 30 minutes for the presentation. Now, let me welcome our first presenter, Ms. Aftuqa Rohmania, MM, as a Head of Management Department from STEKOM University, Indonesia. For Ms. Aftuqa, the time is yours. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Novita. Okay. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. In today's increasingly digital world, the ability to connect mainly through screen has become an essential skill. And my name's Aftuqa Rohmania. I'm Lecturer University STEKOM. Okay, this presentation from screen to hearts, building connection through digital communication. We'll explore how we can create authentic and impactful relationship in virtual space by harnessing the power of queens and engage communication. And why digital communication matters in today's world? The COVID-19 pandemic reshaped how we interact. Accelerating the shift to remote and virtual communication, today online platforms are central to how we work, connect, and share. But will digital tools offer incredible convenience? They also introduce challenges. Without in-person cues like body language or speaker presence, creating authentic bond become more complex. This is why mastering digital communication is not just skill, it's necessity for thriving in our modern world. And the next, understanding the only landscape. To navigate this virtual world effectively, we must first understand its unique characteristic. Number one, digital communication likes non-verbal cues like tone, gesture, and expression, which are crucial for conferring intents. Number two, common barrier like distraction or technical glitch make clear and empathic communication even vital. By recognizing this difference, we can adapt our approach to ensure our message resonates and build strong connection. And the next, be relatable. Authenticity is the foundation of meaningful communication in digital space where interaction can feel impersonal. Being genuine is the seed you upad. How we project authenticity? Number one, use a thoughtful tone that reflects sincerity. Number two, share personal story that illustrate your point. Number three, communication with transparency and lets your audience see the real you. Things of leader or communication you admin, um, they they don't just present information, they connect being relatable. You can do the same by being true yourself. And the next, keep it clear, keep to concise. Clarity and brevity are your best tool in digital communication. A well-structured message allow your audience to follow along easily and retain the key point. Here, how to do it? Number one, organize your idea with a clear flow, introduction, main point, and conclusion. Number two, tailor our message to your audience, understand their needs and preference to make your content relevant and impactful. The clearer and more concise your message, the more likely it will resonate and leave a lasting impression. And the next, the send and delivery that captive. The send and delivery that Captified. To truly engage your audience, combine strong visual with dynamic delivery. Use slide. Number one, use slide. Use slides, use slides, image, and videos, strategic to reinforce your message. Avoid culture and focus on simplicity. Number two, tone and voice. You tune and voice and method speak with energy and your intonation to mind intention. And number three, even eye contact. Eye contact makes a difference. Look directly at the camera to create sense connection. Remember, your goal is not just to deliver information, it's to captivate and inspire. And speak of, and next, speak to hearts, not just screen. Great communication goes beyond logic. It touches emotion. Store are a powerful way to do this. When you tell a story, you invite your audience to see through your eye. This create empathy and foster connection. And alongside strong telling, show your audience you're listening, allow their input and respond thoughtfully. Always aim to make them feel value and understand. The most memorable messages are thus the speak to the heart, not just the mind. And the next, navigating challenge in online communication. Of course, digital communication has its hundreds technical issue can interrupt the flow of your message. Always prepare and have big plan. Number two, digital fatigue. Implement is really keep session engines and conquest to combat burnout. And number two, fostering interactivity. Use interactive tools like poll or Q&A session to maintain active involvement. With the right strategy, you can overcome this challenge and create a seamless experience for your audience. And next, maximizing your impact online. To maximize your online presence, number one, platform mastery. Mastery the platform you use. Whether it's Zoom or social media, each platform has unique feature you can leverage. And number two, timing and spacing. Timing your connect strategically, break it into digestible section to maintain engagement. And number two, professional presence. Build a professional yet approach persona. Authenticity and professionalism combine build trust and rapport. And next, from screen to heart, your next step. And number three, conclusion. Okay, as we walk up, let's review. Digital communication is more than just like talk screen. It's about building a genuine connection, focus on authenticity, clarity, and emotional engagement to leave a lasting impact. And number two, start small parties on strategy from today's season and make it a part for your daily interaction. By combining preparation, truthful delivery, and human-centric approach, you can transform digital communication into meaningful connection. The future of connection is in your hand, and let's make it count. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for your presentation, Ms. Aftuqa. And we have three questions from students. Yeah, for first question, how can digital communication contribute to building stronger connection, particularly in academic or professional context? This question from Mr. Abdul. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Novita. If you have any question, please. Okay. How can digital communication contribute to building strong connection, particularly in academic or professional? Okay, digital communication um, can help building a strong connection by allowing people inside in the touch the speed, speaker distance. Talk social media, spacing apps, video call, and emails. Individual can share experience, express emotion, and support each other. Digital tools provide a platform to connect with others in ways that are immediate and often more frequent, fostering relationship that may otherwise have been difficult to maintain. And uh, and digital communication are particular in academic or professional connection and by rolling by increasing collaboration and expanding network, providing flexibility or building trust, or fostering inclusivity and uh, encouraging continuous development. And only course and virtual event provide an going learning opportunity. And question to Kinan, what challenge to individual encounter when okay, question two. Okay, question two. Some challenge include the lack on the lack of nonverbal cues, such body language, physical expressions, which can make it harder to interpret emotion accurately. digital communication can sometimes feel impersonal or shallow, and there is risk of misunderstanding due to the absence of tone or contents. Additionally, over-reliance on digital platform may lead to feeling of loneliness or disconnection in some cases, as virtual connection can fully replicate the depth of face-to-face relationship. And number three, question three, to Paulina, which challenge to individual and course. Okay. One significant challenge, is the lack on verbal cues, such as body language, physical expression, and tone of um, voice, which play a role in conveying emotion and fostering understanding. Without this cause, message can be ministered printed, leading to misunderstanding or sense of detachment. Other challenge is a tendency for digital interaction to feel superficial. Quick text exchange or limit character count can hinder deep conversation, making it harder to convey complex emotion or building meaningful relationship. Lastly, the rules of card content and social media persons can create to bear to authenticity. People may feel pressure to present an idealized version of themselves, which can present genuine emotional connection. Bothing online communication with in-person interaction or incorporating video calls and help mitigate this challenge and further more authentic connection. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for Miss Aftuqa for the wonderful information and sharing your knowledge. And in the next session, we will go to the second speaker, Dr. Adila Ismail, as a postgraduate program chair, Communication Department, Faculty Business and Communication from University Malaysia, Perlis. For Dr. Adila, the time is yours. Thank you.
Hello, hi, Assalamualaikum, and good afternoon. Can you all hear me? All right. So if there's anything, you can quickly ask me. All right, you can turn on the mic and ask it. So firstly, I would like to introduce myself. Okay, so I think all of you have already known. Okay, my name is Dr. Adila. Okay, I am from University Malaysia Perlis, a university in Malaysia. Okay, it is situated very northern of Malaysia. It is near Thailand actually. Okay, so if you have been to Thailand, Perlis is the next state next to Thailand. Okay, we are in Malaysian border. All right, so firstly, I would like to thank Ms. Novita for inviting me to become a speaker here, and also to STEKOM University for having me. The topic I am going to cover today is mastering the art of effective communication. So as the previous professor has already presented before, all right, I think I am going to add a little bit on that, because before this, the previous presentation was very thorough already actually. So I am trying to add to some information that she has provided. All right. So firstly, okay, we are going to discover or clarify or explore how to speak clearly and confidently. All right, how to engage your audience, how to persuade and influence your audience, right? And also how to listen actively. So by the end of the talk, we will have some set of practical tools to communicate better, as well as to leave a strong impression of those around you. Okay. All right. So the first one is okay. The first one is the power of effective communication. So first, we have to talk about why effective communication is very important. So in today's world, we are all connected with technology. Okay, as the previous speaker has already explained before, all of us are connected with technology. So we talk to people every day, whether it is in person, face-to-face, online, as well as through messages. We all text a lot. We all WhatsApp a lot. We all Telegram or we chat a lot, right? So because of this, how we communicate can make a very difference in how successful we are in our personal as well as professional lives. I believe that everybody in here are professionals. Okay, you can be a lecturer, you can be docent, you can be students, right? So all of us are considered as professional. So of course we have to obtain, or we have to have a very powerful communication so that other people would want to listen to us. So the first one I stated there is the increased confidence. So of course, in order to become a very good communicator, we have to have a very good and high level of confidence. So effective communication can help us to express our thoughts and ideas clearly, which can lead to greater self-confidence or self-assurance. So when we know how to speak clearly, as well as to catch the attention of the audience, whether we are in a meeting or whether we are having a casual conversation, we will feel more in control, right? So clarity in communication can give us the confidence to speak up, to share our opinions, as well as to stand our ground. So when we are confident in our ability to communicate, we can also feel very confident. We feel more capable in our daily life. So after that, of course, we will feel very empowered. And the next one is stronger relationships. So whether it is with your friends, your family, your coworkers, right? So communication plays a very big role in building strong connection with each other. So when we listen actively and communicate thoughtfully, it shows the other person that we care about them, that we value their points. Okay. So effective communication, it is not only about talking. It is also about listening, understanding, and responding to what other people are trying to convey to us. So this means when we really hear what the other person is trying to say, when we try to understand their feelings, as well as we respond in a way that make them feel heard and respected. So by that, we can build a deeper, more meaningful relationship. Okay, and the next one is enhance career success. So finally, effective communication is actually a key factor in career success. So in today's job market, okay, employers are looking for people who can not only do the work, but also who can communicate very well with others. So whether we are presenting an idea, okay, for example, I know that there are a lot of students in this Zoom meeting. So when you want to do presentation in your class, right? So of course, the ideas that you want to convey must be delivered clearly, okay? As well as you have to build a good relationship with your team members, with your friends, with your classmates, right? And then you can also solve problems efficiently. For example, if you have problems when doing your assignment, group assignment especially, so of course you have to sit together and discuss with your friends on how to settle up that particular problem. All right, and this can lead more opportunities for for advancement. If you are a student, maybe you will be recognized by your docents, by your lecturers, and later on when you want to go out working, maybe during interview, you will perform well. Okay, so that is why effective communication is very powerful. You need to know how to communicate well so that you will feel very confident, you will have strong relationship, as well as you can have a enhanced career success. All right, so first we will start at communication theory. So if you are a communication student, and even if you are studying management, I believe that all of you have already studied this one, but it's just a recap. Okay, so the first theory is the Shannon-Weaver model. So this theory is very popular because it explains the process of communication from the sender to the receiver. Okay, and it can highlight the importance of clear encoding and decoding. So basically, we can imagine a sender, okay? Just imagine you are a sender and then you have a receiver, the person who wants to listen to you, and there can be many things that can stop the message from being understood. For example, there are noise and distractions, as the previous speaker has mentioned also just now. There are noises, right? So of course, in understanding the Shannon-Weaver model, you can really understand how it is to have a very effective communication. Okay, so if you are interested, you can study Shannon-Weaver model. Okay, I will not explain it thoroughly here, but it is something interesting to look at. All right, the next one is Aristotle rhetoric. So Aristotle was a famous Greek philosopher. Okay, I think he is very famous for 3 important ideas about communication. So he gave a timeless framework for persuasive communication, where when we speak, we want other people to, we want to persuade people to listen to us. We want other people to do what we want them to do. It's in not a bad way, but maybe in a good way. Okay, that is what it means by persuasive. So it is focusing on ethos, credibility, emotion, as well as logos, which is logic. So ethos is about building trust. So people will listen to you when they believe that you are credible, honest, as well as knowledgeable. And the next one is pathos. Okay, this is about emotion. If you can make your audience feel something, they are more likely to be moved by what you say. Okay, because you have the trust just now, you have trust, and then now you have the emotion, so people would want to listen to you. And lastly is logos. So logos is about logic as well as reason. So of course, when we speak to somebody, people would want to need clear facts and strong arguments in order to believe what you say. So as you can see here, the Aristotle's rhetoric theory can help us in deciding what to say, okay, in creating a framework for us to make other to listen to us. And the last one is active listening. So usually, people or communicator tend to omit this part. Okay, they think that in order to become a good speaker, in order to become a good communicator, we have to only know how to speak well. Okay, but actually it's not only that. You have to also listen to your audience. So it involves fully concentrating on the speaker, understanding their message, responding thoughtfully, as well as remembering what you say. Okay, so in a communication, sometimes you are the speaker and the other person is the audience. But then when that other person responds to you or asks questions to you, so that other person will become the speaker. All right, so this is the process, as I said just now, the number 1 Shannon-Weaver model. So that process will keep going on and on and on as long as you are still in that particular conversation. So both of you will become the speaker, both of you will become the recipient or the receiver of the message. So both of you also must be good in listening to each other. So in understanding your audience, of course, you will be the audience will feel like you care for their feelings, okay, and then maybe it will look like their points are valid, right? Because sometimes when we talk to other people and sometimes they do not really listen to us, maybe they dismiss our opinion, so of course we will feel lost, and I don't know, there will be a bad feeling about it. So of course, in order to be a good speaker, you also must listen to your audience. All right, and the next one is to master the art of speaking. So there are 4 things here that I'm going to cover. So the first one is structure your speech. So basically, a good speech has 3 parts usually. All right, we have a we have an introduction, we have a body, as well as a conclusion. So in your introduction, what you can do is you have to grab your audience attention. You can start with a bombastic point of view. You can start with a very strong statement, or sometimes you can start with a question or interesting fact or even a story. Okay, if you still remember when you go into your classes, okay, when you first go into your classes, and then when maybe you will still remember that lecturer, when you sit down and maybe the lecturer will ask you questions. Okay, hi, what do you think about this university? You see, so of course that one will catch your attention rather than, okay, let us start with chapter 1. You see, so when you have a very good introduction, of course people would want to listen to you. And the next one is the body. So the body should always clearly explain your main points. So we need to organize our ideas, of course. So before you speak, you need to have some sort of structure. For example, what I'm doing today, I have a structure what I put in this PowerPoint. If if Ms. Novita asked me to speak 30 minutes without any structure, of course I will speak. I don't know, maybe it will be off topic. So of course, in order to become a good speaker, you need to have some sort of structure. These are my structure. Everything's in my slides are structures. So of course, before you make some sort of presentation, make a speech, okay, you communicate, like especially formally, of course, you need to structure your body. And finally, you have to end with a memorable conclusion. So this is where you have to memorize your key points, okay? And sometimes you can leave your audience with something to think about, all right? So a well-structured speech will help your audience to follow your message and make your words more impactful and remembered by them. All right, and the next one is to overcome stage fright. So this is the problem which I, as a lecturer, I see a lot, among my students. Okay, even though that you are presenting in front of your friends, it's just your friends and your lecturer who you see every week, right? But still, you will have this one. You will still have stage fright. You will become, trembling, nervous, right? So this is what you have to do. So sometimes you can do some sort of breathing exercises, okay, which can help calm your body as well as your mind. So you have to take deep breath before you speak to reduce anxiety. So another thing is you have to practice. Okay, so practice is also a great way to build confidence. So the more you practice, the more you will feel comfortable. All right, so I have been teaching for 12 or 13 years now. So of course, when I first teach, during my first class, I was so nervous. And maybe, I don't know, maybe I wasn't a good teacher at that time, right? But I've been doing this over and over again. So even though I do not know you guys, you are international students for me. Okay, you are foreign to me because you are in another country. But then I am still able to give speeches to you. Okay, so that is because of practice. I have been practicing for so long. So this is some sort of I can say that this is my job, right? So I've been doing this a lot, so it is not something that I am scared of. But of course, if you are not you do not regularly presenting, you do not regularly speak to other people, so in order for you to enhance your skills, you can keep on practicing. Okay, and lastly, you have to remember to use positive self-talk. All right, instead of thinking, okay, I'm going to mess this up, I'm going to fail, I'm going to puke, I'm going to, I don't know, you always think about the worst things, right? Just think about the positive things. Okay, I'm going to do this right. I'm going to present well. Okay, I am going to show my teacher I have done my project in a very good way so that other people will understand what I'm doing. Okay, because I believe that when you do your assignment, your teachers will ask you to present right. So during presentation, of course, you will face this one, stage fright. So what you can do is you have to think positively. You have the idea, you have done the work, so present your your project well. All right. And the next one is body language as well as nonverbal communication. So body language says a lot about how you feel and how confident you are. Okay, sometimes we do not realize it, but how people see us can show whether we are confident, whether we are scared, whether we are relaxed. You see, sometimes when you are presenting, you tend to do things that you don't really realize. Right. For example, I have one student, when he presenting, he keep on touching his nose like this. Okay, when he speak, he touch his nose. Okay, another word, touch his nose. So when I ask him, I call him after he finished presenting, I asked him, okay, do you realize that you keep on touching your nose? Then he said, no, I didn't realize it. You see, that is body language. It shows that he is nervous, because when I speak to him casually, not during formal setting, he was very relaxed. He did not touch his face whatsoever. So he did not realize about it. So what you can do to, you know, to do better, or to show other people that you are confident, you know, that is why practice just now, number 2, is very important. And sometimes you can ask your friends also. Ask your friends, what do you think when I was presenting, what do you think of my performance? Is there anything that you can tell me so that I can improve on? Ask your friends. Or if, I don't know, maybe sometimes friends don't want to, you know, don't want to criticize you. So what you can do is, when you do your presentation, you can take your phone and ask your friends to record you. Okay, so later when you go back home, you can look at your video, and then you can see what are your weaknesses and what to do to improve your communication skills. All right, so of course, body language as well as nonverbal communication is very important. Right now, we are doing online session, so it is hard for me to show to show nonverbal gestures to you. But when we are in a class, in a formal class, so of course your teachers need to do something, to do hand gestures, you know, to do some movement, not only just stand in front and holding the mic and, you know, read the slide. It is not very powerful or effective communication. So of course, to have a very good communication skills, you have to understand what to do and what you should not do. And last but not least is vocal delivery. So you can vary your tone, okay, to avoid sounding monotone. Sorry. So usually when you are reading, okay, your tone would be just the same, right? So when you speak or when you are presenting, you try to change your tone a bit. Sometimes when there are important points, you can heighten your pitch a bit. Or maybe sometimes that thing is very serious, you can change your tone a bit. Or maybe when you talk about something funny, also you change your tone so that it will be suited to the situation. All right. So of course, tone, pace, and volume to keep your audience engaged and interested. Well, with these skills, you will not only become confident, but also you will become a more effective communicator. Okay, this is the one of the biggest problem that my students also face, vocal delivery. Sometimes they have a very good presentation slide, they have a very good project, but then because they do not use their tone well, that idea cannot be communicated well. All right, so if you have a very good ideas, make sure you can deliver it effectively. Okay. All right, and the next one is effective listening. Okay, it is, as I said just now, it is as important as speaking when it comes to communication. So where many people think of listening as simply to hearing, all right, but actually when you really understand listening, it is not just hear. For example, you are listening to a music, right? But then suddenly there are something happening outside, maybe an accident, then boom, you see. So if you really listen to that song, maybe you do not hear what is happening outside. All right, it's the same thing when you listen to your lecturers during classes, right? You hear what he or she is saying, but do you understand every word? No. Right? So in order to become a very good communicator, of course, you need to listen well by doing 1, 2, 3 things: active, empathetic, as well as critical listening. So let's start with active listening. So active listening means you are fully engaging with the speaker as well as you focus on their messages. So this involves more than just hearing their words. Okay, it's about showing that you are paying attention as well as you are understanding what they are saying. So one way to practice active listening is by asking questions. All right, so If something that is very unclear, you do not understand anything, all right? So don't hesitate to ask the speaker to explain. So this can show that you are engaged and, care about understanding their message. Another way is to paraphrase, as I stated there, all right? In order to demonstrate understanding. So after a speaker finishes a point, you can repeat back what they said in your own words to ensure that you understood correctly. For example, you might say something like, okay, so just now you are explaining about listening, right? So listening is very important in communication because, you see, so you can paraphrase what the speaker said so that it can ensure or it can show the speaker that you are truly engaged with the conversation. All right, and the next one is empathetic listening, okay, and the time to understand the speaker's emotions as well as perspective, even if you don't agree with their viewpoint. So basically, it is about understanding the emotions and what the speaker see, not just the words they are saying. All right, it is about putting yourself in their shoes and to see things. You try to see things from their point of view, even though you don't agree with them. So when you listen empathetically, you listen with your heart, not just your head. So this can help build trust and deepen relationships. Okay, so for example, if someone is sharing their frustrations, instead of just offering advice, you might respond with, okay, I know that this is difficult to you. I understand, just like that. Okay, because sometimes people are telling us their problems not because they want solution. They just want to rant. They just want to share, right? So of course, rather than you criticize them, okay, maybe you say, okay, you don't think about it, so that one is very dismissive. So what you can do is, okay, I understand what you feel, all right, so just try to relax, okay, and do something fun, like that, or try to settle it slowly, things like that, right? Okay, so by listening to others, by doing empathetic listening, of course, you can build a very good relationship with other people. Okay, and the last one is critical. Okay, critical listening involves evaluating the information presented and analyzing their arguments. It is not about agreeing or disagreeing right away. It is about thinking critically about what is being said. So when you listen critically, you would want to look for evidence which supports the speaker's claim. You should also consider if there are any biases that might affect the message. So let's say a speaker is providing his own viewpoint. So you have your own viewpoint, right? So before you just disagree with the speaker, of course, you have to listen first. And later on, if he or she asks for your opinion, then you can speak. And of course, if this is something that is very serious, of course, you can provide some sort of evidence, okay? For example, usually during political manifesto presentation, right? So sometimes you just listen, even though you do not support them, right? During politics talk. So you don't support that particular party, but you just listen. And then later on, then you can debate healthily. Okay, do not fight, debate healthily, right? Okay, and the next one is persuasive communication. This is where you try hard to make others to really agree with you, to listen to you. So there are 4 things that you can do here, right? So the first one is to build credibility. So here, to persuade others, you need to establish trust. Trust is very important. One of the best ways to do this is by demonstrating your expertise as well as knowledge on the subject. If you show to the audience that you really understand the topic and have experience or facts to back up, what you say would be very valid. The audience would be more likely to listen as well as to believe you. For example, if you are presenting an idea at school, at your university, you can share relevant examples of facts that you have done some sort of research. You know about this topic. So when people trust you, of course, they will be more likely persuaded by your message and would want to listen to you. And the next one is to appeal to emotion. So people don't always make decisions based on logic alone. All right. So emotions play a big part in how we respond to messages. When we connect with our audience on emotional level, we can make our message more memorable and impactful. Okay, so for example, if we are raising awareness about something, let's say you want to share about something before this few years ago about COVID, if you still remember COVID-19, right? So we want to share awareness. Everybody must wear face mask. Everybody must maintain the distance from each other. So when you want to share, that particular information, of course, you can include your emotion. You can include something like, okay, I have this experience where my family members got COVID and then something bad happened to them, you know, in hospital for so long, things like that. So when you use your emotion to connect with other people, so of course they would want to listen to you. And the next one is you will use logic as well as evidence. So persuasion is strongest when you support your claims with facts, statistics, as well as examples. So this can help to make your argument more strong and make your message more convincing. For example, when you're arguing, let's say you have a new business strategy, okay, you can present a data to show how your strategy has worked before. Okay, let's say you want to do some sort of business plan, and then your lecturer asks, okay, why do you want to sell this one? Let's say you say, okay, I want to sell cakes to my classmate. So your lecturer asks, okay, why cake? Why not muffin? Why not pisgor? Why cake? So you have to use data and logic. Okay, because pisgor is all over the place. Okay, cake is not available like anywhere. So I want to sell this. So I believe people would want to buy. You see? So you can state by you can show the facts by showing, okay, in this road there are a lot of pisgor stalls, pisang goreng stalls, a lot. Okay, but in this area there are no cakes shop. So I want to sell cakes so that I can get more sales. That is how you use logic and evidence so that people would want to listen to your idea, right? And the next one, the last one is call to action. So after you have built trust, okay, you connect emotionally as well as make logical argument, you need to tell your audience exactly what you want them to do. So this is where you have to be clear and specific about what you want them to think, to feel, or act. All right. So for example, if you want your lecturer, your teacher to, you know, support your idea or your proposal, you might say, okay, teacher, I encourage you to agree with my proposal. So of course, automatically or without realizing, okay, he or she will agree with you. That is how you do persuasive communication tactics. Okay. And I think this is the last slide. Oh no, second last. All right, interactive exercises and role playing. So this is what you can do to allow you to practice your skills in real life scenario. Okay, so this is how you build confidence, okay, and then you receive feedback. So the first one, what you can do is you develop confidence where you practice communication skills in a safe and supportive environment. So for example, if you are very nervous about giving a presentation, okay, role playing can allow you to practice in front of a small group first. So when you repeat this process, okay, you will feel more comfortable with the situation. So what you can do is, if you are living with roommates, right? So you present, you try to, let's say tomorrow you have a very big presentation. So tonight you ask your roommate to listen to you first. So after you have presented well, so of course, you know, okay, so tomorrow I'll just repeat the process. So by that, you can develop your confidence. All right, and the next one is to build teamwork. So many communication scenarios require collaboration with others, right? I believe a lot of your assignments have group assignments. So by practicing communication with a partner or in a group, we learn how to, you know, to listen, we share ideas as well as to coordinate our message. So these things will allow us to work together, will make us want to trust other people, you know, and as well as to build a good teamwork. Okay, so effective teamwork in communication can lead more successful outcomes in both professional as well as personal situations. And last but not least is receiving feedback. So receiving feedback is one of the most valuable aspects in interactive exercises and role playing. So after we have practiced our communication, getting constructive criticism. This is what I said just now, okay? You can ask your friends to give criticism to you. You can ask your friends to comment on your performance, on your presentation, but you have to open your heart on this. Okay, you cannot be very sensitive. Okay, I'm not like that. Let's say your friend say you are something like this. You cannot say, oh, no, I didn't do that. So of course, when you ask your friends for feedback, of course, you have to do it openly. Oh, okay, I do not realize that I've been talking so slowly. My voice is so slow. I have to enhance, or I have to speak more clearly. You see? So when you receive feedback, of course, you can enhance or you can upskill your communication skills. All right, and last slide, right? So as we wrap up, I would like to say that there are 5 things that is very important. So the first one is confidence. So remember, you have to speak clearly, all right, with clarity. You have to have confidence as well as conviction. It's very important. When we speak with confidence, you not only engage your audience, but also make your message more attractive. So to do this, we have to focus on your preparation, your practice, as well as positive self-talk. And the next one is engagement. So this is where we want to captivate our audience with powerful storytelling and nonverbal cues. So we can use stories to make our message more relatable as well as memorable. And also don't forget the power of body language, as I said just now. So your posture, eye contact, gestures, okay, all communicate just as much as your words. So of course, you have to engage with your audience this way so that they will feel more connected with your message. The third one is persuasion. So mastering the art of persuasion can allow us to influence others as well as to build rapport with each other. So whether you are trying to convince someone of an idea, whether you want to solve a problem, negotiating or motivating your friends, let's say he or she is very sad, having a problem, so you want to motivate them. All right. So we can use a mix of credibility, emotion, as well as logic, right? So that the message would be more strong as well as it can convince other people to take action. And the next one, number 4, is active listening. As I said just now, to communicate effectively, it is about practicing your active listening as well. You have to engage with the speaker, right? You need to ask questions as well as you can also build relationships by communicating with each other. And finally is practice. So practice is the most important step. All right. The more you practice, the more you apply your communication skills in everyday interactions, the better you will become. So you don't have to wait for big presentation to come. Okay. Do not wait for due dates. Okay. I will wait for next week because next week is my presentation. No, don't wait for the big dates. You can practice every single day. Okay. Even if you are alone, you can. Okay. Because right now we have computers, we have smartphones, right? So you can just record yourself giving presentation and then you can watch again and then you can improve here and there where you think need adjustment, need enhancement. So you can do it. So you have to learn that communication is like riding a bicycle. Okay, you can learn to improve yourself. Okay, one day you cannot ride a bicycle, but tomorrow maybe you can. So it is the same thing with communication. Sometimes when we look at our friends who are a very good speaker, right? Sometimes when we see them, we see they are presenting very confidently with the good language, with the good English sometimes, right? Sometimes we think that we don't have a good English proficiency. So when we see our friends who are very good in that, we will feel very small. We will feel very not confident, right? But you have to understand that in order to become that person, it is not only by talent. You can practice and you can also become that other person. All right. So that is all from me. Thank you for listening.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much for your presentation, Miss. And we have three questions from participants in the Zoom chat. For first question from Mr. Haikal, how do cultural difference influence communication style, and how can we adapt to be better understood in diverse setting? Thank you.
Okay, how do cultural differences influence communication styles? So, of course, in communicating, cultural differences will be very obvious, right? How I speak, okay, I think we are called serumpun, right? I am from Malaysia and you are from Indonesia. Even our language is slightly different, even though we speak the same bahasa, right? The same language. So it will always be different. So how do we want to adapt to better understood? Of course, we have to learn. You have to understand. Let's say I want to go to Indonesia. Before I go to Indonesia, I have to learn what are the cultures, what are the things that I can do and what I shouldn't do when I go there. Okay, because not everything that is acceptable here in Malaysia is acceptable in Indonesia, for example. Okay, so let's say there are things that the words, right? The words, maybe you know, in Malaysia, it is okay for me to say those things, but maybe in Indonesia, it is a slang. Okay, for example, this figure, this gesture. Okay, this gesture. In Malaysia, I think it is also acceptable in Indonesia, right? This is considered as okay or translated as okay or 3 or 0, right? It is depending on how you translate it. But if you go to another country, if I forgot the country, but if I'm not mistaken, it is Brazil. If you go to Brazil, you cannot show this one because it is considered as, you know, considered as rude. You cannot just go to that country and just raise up your hand like that. Maybe it is okay in your country, but it is not good. So of course, in order to become a good communicator and to adapt well, before you go or before you communicate with that person, you have to study their own culture first. Okay, and for example, another example with what I can give you if you want to communicate clearly is, you know, you have to study your audience. Let's say I am here in Malaysia and I am going to receive a delegations from, let's say from Japan. Okay, so I know that Japanese people, they cannot take spicy things, pedas, spicy things, like really good, right? So I cannot, when they come here, I cannot just give them to eat sambal. It is not good for them. You see, it is not acceptable. Maybe they can't even eat it. So of course, before I treat them, before, you know, because those are the things that is also considered as effective communication strategy. So when you want to communicate with a delegation from certain countries, of course, you have to understand your audience. All right. So next one. What are some ways to keep the audience attention? Okay, especially during long or complex presentation. So I do not know if I am the one who should tell you this because I believe that some of my students also, I am teaching a bachelor degree student actually, new media communication program. So sometimes there are students also who fall asleep during my class. But, you know, theoretically what you can do is you give, you know, you can relate your lecture or you can relate your ideas with real life story. Maybe you can share your experience. Okay, you can share something that is very catchy, or maybe you can relate it with something that is trendy. For example, if your audience is, you know, maybe young people, maybe primary school students. Okay, so maybe you can share a story regarding to what they like. Maybe you can show a little bit of cartoon video, you know, to catch their attention. And you have to also, you have to know when to take a break also. Okay, we have to understand that the attention span of one normal person is only about 20 minutes. Okay, so when you are speaking, when you are giving your lectures, when you want to share your opinion, of course, you have to take some sort of breaks. That's why even in personal communication, when you are speaking with your friends, with your family, okay, sometimes when you argue with your friends, you have argument or you have fights with your friends, after some sort of time, you will feel very tired, right? So this is where you need to know, okay, we have to stop first. Okay, let's go and drink some coffee first. Let's take a lunch first, and then we can continue discussing. Okay, the same thing when you do your group assignment. When it's too long of discussion, so of course you will become tired, right? So it's the same thing when presenting. All right, so you just know how to take breaks. Okay, what advice would you give to someone trying to break the habit of using filler words like or I think I also use it a lot. Maybe that's why you asked me that question. That is actually some sort of the way of talking. Okay, maybe if I speak to I don't know, maybe informally, maybe I won't be using or okay. It shows that we are thinking. Usually for me, it is some sort of a good thing, actually, because it shows that you are really sharing your ideas. Okay, because when you read it, you tend to just read it, right? You don't have the and the but I understand that too many and too many can be annoying also. So that is why I said, if you think you are that somebody who speak or who use or a lot, you can practice. And because these things you cannot realize it. Sometimes you don't realize that you are doing it, right? So what you can do, you record or ask your friends to record you. So later when you watch, then you know. Before this, you see, I'm doing it again. Before this, one of my professors see me presenting, and then he commented, Adila, you are good in presentation, but you have one problem, which means you tend to say okay a lot. I think all of you heard okay a lot in this seminar, right? In this webinar, right? So that is how I am. So sometimes when I speak and I say the word okay, I realize it and I tend to control it. So sometimes when you realize that is your mistake or that is what you shouldn't be doing, of course you can overcome it. So what you can do is, of course, to understand yourself. Everybody can be a good communicator. Everybody can be a good speaker. So understand your own communication styles, then you can be a very good communicator. All right. So I think that is all from me. There is no more question. So you can, okay, just to share, okay, I am a program chairman for postgraduate program. So if you are interested to continue your master's or PhD program in Malaysia, so you can contact me. I have my emails. Later I will give to Miss Novita, so you can contact me if you want to continue your master's or PhD. Here, yes, Miss Mona, you have a question? Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I have a problem with my throat, actually.
Yeah.
I'm so blessed to join this webinar
Okay.
international. My name is Mona,
Okay.
and I live in Northern Library. And I remember when I was still in the campus in Central Java, I love speaking because I took English as my major. And I'm so blessed to meet you, Ibu, and I'm hoping so much and I can have your email address, because I'd like to continue my master degree, especially in communication,
Yeah. We
because
do
I
have
love to help
communication.
people.
We do have
Yeah.
communication here. Please
Yeah.
contact me. Okay, I am writing my email here in the chat box. You can copy it and later you can email me. Adila Ismail at unimap.edu.my. Okay, so that is my email. I have written it in the chat box, so please contact me. Here in UniMAP, we have education program for masters and PhD. We have psychology. Yeah.
Excuse
Yes,
me, yeah, because of probably my networking. All right. Yeah, thank you, Ibu, because I love to help people, especially in education and literature. And of course, I need to well prepare everything before I communicate with them. I remember like last month, I was invited to become a keynote speaker, the first time in my life.
Okay.
In one of the hotel in Manado, in the province, and I was kind of like, oh, actually, I can do this.
Yes.
Well, as Ibu said, we need to practice. It's just like riding a bicycle. If you practice every day, then finally we can make it.
Yes.
So it doesn't happen in a night. We need to practice it every time. So thank you very much. Hopefully, I can have your email address. Thank you.
Okay.
And thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I have already written my email address at the chat box. You can copy it there. Okay, Adila Ismail at unimap.edu.my. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I continue.
Thank you.
Here in UniMAP, we have
Very
business.
kind.
We have business studies, we have MBA, we have psychology, education, as well as language. So if you are interested, you can email me. Okay, I will give you the full template. That is all from me. If there's anything, you can contact me. That is all. Thank you again, Ms. Novita and STEKOM.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you so much for your presentation, Dr. Adila. And I guess no one else has been again. Before we close this event, for our participant, please open your camera. I will take a picture on the count of three. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, another one, 2, 3. Thank you for your cooperation. Finally, we come to the end of webinar today. We'd like to thank you for our speaker for the wonderful information and sharing your knowledge. We hope this information will be beneficial for our participants. At least we hope for more collaboration in the future. The webinar for today and here. We hope to see you soon. Thank you and have a nice day. Goodbye. Thank you so much.